Welcome to Rome, the city of emperors and artists, of popes and poets, of centuries stacked on cobblestones and sunsets that make the marble blush. This isn't just a city, it's an eternal stage where the drama of Western civilization was born and never really left. If this is your first time in Rome, prepare to be overwhelmed in the best way possible. Because around every corner, there's something ancient, something beautiful, something unexpected. This is your complete first-timer's guide to Rome. Everything you need to know to explore the eternal city with wide eyes and confident steps. Let's begin. Most international travelers arrive at Leonardo da Vinci Fiumicino Airport, about 30 kilometers west of the city. From there, take the Leonardo Express train, a direct 30-minute ride to Roma Termini, the city's central station. There's also Ciampino Airport, smaller and mainly used by budget airlines. A bus to Termini takes about 45 minutes. Once in the city, your best tools are your feet, the metro, and a little patience. Rome's public transport system includes 3 metro lines, buses, and trams. It's not as extensive as other European capitals, but it gets the job done. Buy a Roma 24H, 48H, or 72H pass for unlimited rides. Tickets are also valid across all modes of transport. Taxis are available, but make sure they're licensed and always insist the meter is used. That said, Rome is a city for walking. Many of the city's greatest moments happen between the landmarks, in alleyways, piazzas, and unexpected corners. Just wear comfortable shoes. These cobblestones are ancient, and they don't care about your ankles. Rome's history is the stuff of legend, and yet it's all real. Founded, according to myth, by Romulus and Remus in 753 BCE, Rome grew from a small settlement into the capital of the Roman Empire, which at its height stretched from Britain to Egypt. You can still feel the weight of that empire in its ruins and in its spirit. After the fall of Rome, the city became the spiritual heart of Christianity, and later, the capital of the Italian Renaissance. It's a city shaped by Caesar and Michelangelo, by gladiators and cardinals, by revolution, ruin, and resurrection. And through it all, it never stopped being Rome. Life in Rome moves at its own pace, slower, louder, and more expressive than you might be used to. People here talk with their hands, argue with charm, and live with intensity. A Roman doesn't just say ciao, they say it like a song. They don't just walk down the street, they glide, with espresso in hand and sunglasses on, even when it's cloudy. In Rome, the morning coffee is sacred. Standing at the bar, ordering a cafe, that's a ritual. So is the evening passeggiata, a slow stroll through the neighborhood. Just to see and be seen. Don't rush, don't overplan. Let the city unfold. And remember, Rome isn't just a museum. It's a living, breathing city. Let yourself be part of it. Roman food is all about bold flavors, simple ingredients, and deep tradition. Let's start with the 4 classic pastas, cacio e pepe, pecorino, Romano cheese and black pepper, amatriciana, tomato, pecorino, and guanciale, cured pork cheek. Carbonara, egg, pecorino, guanciale, and no cream. Eva Gricia. The original version of carbonara, before eggs and tomatoes arrived. Each one is a revelation. Try suppli, fried rice balls with gooey mozzarella, centers, street food heaven, or pizza al taglio. Roman-style pizza sold by the slice, cut with scissors and priced by weight. For something heartier, go for saltimbocca alla romana, tripe with tomato sauce, or porchetta, slow-roasted pork, heavily, seasoned and sliced thin. Save room for dessert. Try tiramisu, crostata, or just a scoop or 3 of gelato. Look for natural colors, stainless steel containers, and short ingredient lists. To drink, sip a Negroni, an Aperol Spritz, or a local, Frascati white wine. And after dinner, a small glass of Amaro or limoncello seals the deal. And yes, espresso is king. It's quick, cheap, and strong. Locals don't linger with lattes. They knock back their coffee and move on. Try it. It works. Let's start with the Colosseum, the grand arena where gladiators once fought and emperors once ruled the crowd. It's awe-inspiring. Book your ticket in advance and consider a guided tour to access the underground levels. Next to the Colosseum is the Roman Forum, once the political, religious, and commercial heart of ancient Rome. Wander through the ruins. Imagine the speeches, the Senate, the street life. Climb Palatine Hill, one of the city's original 7 hills, for panoramic views and the remains of imperial palaces. Head north to the Pantheon, one of the best preserved ancient buildings in the world. Its dome, a perfect hemisphere, has inspired architects for centuries. Walk inside, look up, feel the silence. Toss a coin into the Trevi Fountain, an 18th century masterpiece that almost feels too beautiful to be real. Then walk to the Spanish Steps, a sweeping staircase connecting Piazza di Spagna to the Trinità dei Monti church above. For art lovers, visit the Galleria Borghese in Villa Borghese Park, a jewel box of Baroque sculpture and Renaissance painting. And don't forget the Piazza Navona, a lively square built on a former Roman stadium, now filled with fountains, artists, and life. Inside Rome, there's another country, Vatican City, the smallest independent state in the world and home to the Pope. Visit St. Peter's Basilica, the largest church in Christendom. Climb to the dome for stunning views. Step inside and stand beneath Michelangelo's Pietà. Then tour the Vatican. Museums, a treasure trove of art collected over centuries. Don't rush. There's a lot to see. The climax? The Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo's ceiling is more than famous. It's overwhelming. Stand there. Look up. It's one of those moments that stays with you. Dress modestly. No shorts or bare shoulders. And arrive early to beat the crowds. Rome is a city of districts, each with its own soul. Trastevere, across the Tiber River, is bohemian, romantic, and full of trattorias, ivy-covered buildings, and cobbled charm. Visit at night when the streets come alive. Monti is hip, historic, and central. A mix of locals and creatives. Great for boutique shopping and casual aperitivo. Testaccio is where Rome eats. It's less touristy, more authentic, with a market, traditional osterias, and real Roman food. Campo de' Fiori has a daily market by day and a bar-hopping scene by night. Prati, near the Vatican, is elegant and calm, with wide boulevards and some of the city's best gelato. And don't miss Aventine Hill, quiet, green, and home to one of Rome's best secrets, the keyhole of the Knights of Malta, which perfectly frames St. Peter's Dome. Need a break from the ruins? Rome has green space too. Villa Borghese is a central park with museums, boat rides, gardens, and one of the best sunset spots, the Pincian Terrace. For more views, climb to the Janiculum Hill above Trastevere. You'll see the whole city laid out beneath you. Domes, spires, and ancient stones glowing in the sun. Or visit Orange Garden or Giardino degli Aranci on Aventine Hill. Peaceful, fragrant, with a perfect view over the Tiber. Rome rewards the prepared and the spontaneous. Always book Colosseum and Vatican tickets in advance. Avoid third-party resellers. Use official sites when possible. Restaurants open late. Lunch around 1, dinner around 8 or 9. In between, enjoy a snack or a panino. Tipping is not expected, but rounding up or leaving €1 or 2 is appreciated. Carry some cash. Many smaller places prefer it. Watch for pickpockets, especially near major tourist sites and on public transport. Don't sit on monuments. Don't wade into fountains. Rome protects its beauty fiercely. Learn a few Italian phrases, even just buongiorno, grazie, and per favore. They go a long way. And be patient. Rome can be chaotic, but that's part of the charm. Spring, March to May is ideal. Mild weather, blooming gardens, and fewer crowds. Fall, September to early November, brings golden light, harvest flavors, and a slower rhythm. Summer is hot, crowded, and alive. June through August means festivals, heat, and longer days, but also long lines and higher prices. Winter is quieter, cooler, and magical in its own way. Christmas lights twinkle over piazzas, and warm trattorias invite you in with the smell of tomato, garlic, and comfort. No matter the season, Rome is always open. So why does Rome stay with you? Because it's not just what you see, it's what you feel. It's the echo of sandals on stone, the sunlight dancing on water, the way a single pasta dish can bring tears to your eyes. Rome is eternal, not because it's old, but because it's alive. It's a city that celebrates beauty without apology. That wears its scars with pride. That feeds your senses and stirs your soul. And if this is your first visit, don't try to see everything. Just see something. And let that be enough. Because once you've been here, you'll come back. Welcome to Rome. Welcome to forever.